Hey guys!
Well, good afternoon. This is Dan and Tammy from
Whiskey Tango Harmony.
Glad y'all joined us.
Okay, so today, excuse what we look like. We're tired and worn out because we've been painting our whiskey room for 2 days straight. We'll have to show you what it's going to look like later. But there's a couple of quick installments on the channel if you want to see what we're doing to our whiskey room. But for today, so I've got paint all over me. We're a mess. My throat is scratchy from the paint.
She's a beautiful mess.
Okay, so today we're talking about George Dickel. We're not just known for Jack here in Tennessee. We have good old George here also, and Daniel's going to give you the history of George. But I have a question to start. I did not realize, I know nothing about whiskey, so I did not realize that George Dickel was just right down the road from Jack Daniels. And we've been to Jack Daniels a couple times now. Why haven't we ever gone to George Dickel?
That's a good question. We're going to have to make a trip.
We're going to have to go make a trip.
We're going to have to make a trip because George Dickel is probably my favorite Tennessee whiskey.
And we've never been?
And we've never been.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. So a little bit of background. So George Dickel was a German immigrant that came to this country in 1844 or around 1844. And he moved to Nashville, Tennessee and opened up a business. And part of that business, a couple of years after he was here, was he opened up a liquor wholesaling business, and he bought whiskey from local distilleries in the area, and he sold it through his business in Nashville, Tennessee. Well, to make a long story short, he ended up buying the Cascade Hollow business, which was making whiskey.
So until then, he wasn't making his own whiskey.
He wasn't making his own whiskey. So he bought the business, and he started making his own whiskey. Named it the George Dickel Whiskey Company. George A. Dickel and Company Whiskey Business, to be exact. Well, like a lot of other businesses that were producing whiskey, they went through the Civil War. Things slowed down because the corn was used to feed the soldiers, horses, and all of that slowed everything down. And then, of course, Prohibition hit, and they shut down like a lot of distilleries because of Prohibition. So, fast forward.
Were they sneaking and making it?
No, they weren't. Well, if they were, we
don't have that
we
history.
aren't aware of it. So, after reopening, after Prohibition, they reopened. And the George Dickel, Tennessee is the only other major Tennessee whiskey producer that is somewhat widely known other than Jack Daniels. They use the same process called the Lincoln County process. I don't know if everybody's aware of what that process is. Are you aware of what it is?
I don't have any idea what it is.
So with the Lincoln County process, after the liquor has been distilled, before it's put into the whiskey barrels to mature, it is filtered through sugar maple charcoal. And that adds, it removes a lot of impurities, and it also adds a little bit of a flavoring from the sugar maple. So it goes in the top, and we've been to Jack Daniels, same process. It's this huge 10,000 gallon or 15,000 gallon vat filled with charcoal, and the liquor filters through it, comes out the bottom. And then from there, it's put into the barrels to mature and to age.
And this one for 9 years.
And this one is a 9-year offering. Not only is it a 9-year offering, it is a single barrel 9-year offering.
Special.
And it is bottled at barrel proof.
Which is 100. I don't remember.
Let's look.
I don't know, babe.
Let's look. This is bottled at... And I apologize, I should have known this before I said that.
You want me to look?
Yeah.
So you can keep talking?
Yeah, if Tammy will find that for you. But it's not a real high proof, but it's sufficient to where it's a single barrel and it's a nice proofed whiskey.
It's a sour mash whiskey. We talked about that before.
Yes, we did. And of course, everybody who is watching knows the sour mash
103 proof.
So it's
So
bottled at
I'm probably
110.
not going to like it.
Well, don't say you're not going to like it. You don't know yet. You know, Tammy has.
It's going to be very hot.
She might like it. Who knows? We'll figure this out. So this offering, as you can see, comes with a tag. It's numbered because it's only out of a single barrel, so there's only so many bottles. So I actually had 3 of these bottles, and I thought we'll crack one just for this tasting because it's a special bottle. And you don't often see 9-year-old. They also offer a 15-year-old, which I've had several bottles, and that's an excellent whiskey. But another thing that George Dickel does, which is quite unique, they do a double distilling process. The first process is through what's called a column still, and the second process is through what's called a pot still. And that's based on how a lot of the Scottish whiskies are made. So in honor of that finishing, the double distilling coming into the pot still, George Dickel spells whiskey without the E, just like the Scott whiskey, W-H-I-S-K-Y, where we spell normally here in America with an E, W-H-I-S-K-E-Y. And he did that in honor of the pot distilling process that is the second run on the same batch. So just a little bit of history there to help you. So I'm going to pop this. This has never been unsealed. So bear with me, and then we're going to try it. And we're going to...
But you said something in the history that, I thought you already had it open, that somehow his bookkeeper ended up with the company?
So when George opened the company, he got hurt in an accident about 12 or 13 years after the company was opened. And his bookkeeper helped him run the company at that point because George couldn't do much of the day-to-day operations because of his accident.
I don't want that much, baby.
And then George's wife took it over when George passed. And then once she died, she willed the distillery and everything to the bookkeeper who had been working for the company for a long time. So
Wow.
He ended up with the distillery at that point. And then it stayed with him for several years. And then Diageo, who is they're a big company that buys a lot of distilleries. They bought it out, and that's who the current owner is Diageo. But as I look at this, the color is exceptional. You're looking at a nice amber color. It's not too dark. What'd you pick up on your nose?
Oh, I didn't think about that. Sorry. I'm not a professional smeller yet. I smell like maple.
Well,
Oh, it goes to the maple.
it goes to the sugar maple charcoal, so you're going to pick up on the maple.
Oh, that's cool. I forgot about that. Okay. Let's see.
I'll tell you what I'm picking up.
What, baby? What are you picking up?
I picked up maple. I picked up some light oak on the nose. I also picked up, which was odd, but a little bit of banana pudding or something in the background there. On my taste, I picked up more of the oak, but not heavy. It's a lighter oak. I picked up some vanilla. I definitely picked up more of the sugar maple, the sweetness, because the recipe is a high corn recipe. It's about 84% in the mash bill is corn, which brings out a lot of sweetness. Plus, it's filtered through the sugar maple charcoal, so you can.
Well, I noticed it didn't burn in my throat for a long time.
And
it's just right on my tongue, and then it's over.
And this is 103 proof.
Yeah, I mean it's still strong. It's still hot and spicy.
You can taste the spice,
but
a
it's
little
not,
bit of a kick, but that's the heat because
it's not
over.
lingering in my throat for a long time. Yeah. Okay.
Very good whiskey.
I'm gonna try the water. Is it the water or the ice I do first?
Do the water first, a couple of drops.
Where's the little hole? I don't know. We'll just see if I can get a drop in here. Okay.
You know what? I'm going to try some. Just for kicks.
Just to be like me. Now I feel it in the back of my throat.
The heat?
The heat, yeah.
So before you felt it on the front?
Just on my tongue, right, yeah.
So
I would probably rather just drink it without the water. And there's our ice cube, though.
the water didn't do much.
It changed where the heat was.
Yeah, it moved the heat just a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think with the ice?
The ice makes it sweeter.
Brings out the corn, brings out the sugar maple.
And it still lingers in my throat with the ice, so.
So
I like this one better just straight.
Interesting thing about this, even though it's a 9-year-old, it's a lighter whiskey because of their process. And it doesn't have that long, heavy finish
No.
that I like. Now, I like this whiskey. It's a great whiskey, and the fact that it's barrel proof makes it more interesting for me. But it is, for those like Tammy, who's not used to drinking the heavier whiskeys with a lot of kick to it and some heat, this might be a nice offering.
It might be one that I'd say, pull out that 9-year-old Dickel, baby.
And you know what? We just might pull that Dickel out. Who knows?
I mean, it's open now, so.
So anyway, a little bit of history on another great Tennessee whiskey. We're not just known for Jack. We are also known for George Dickel.
And we've got to go visit.
And we're going to have to go. And there's a lot of other good distilleries that have come into existence in the last 10, 12 years. But George has been around for over 100 years.
Before the Civil War. It's crazy.
And has done extremely well. And this offering, the 9-year, and they also do a 10-year in this same type of bottle. And they all come tagged, limited production because it's single barrel. And it always gives the barrel number, the bottle number, and it gives the, of course, the details that are important for people if they like something.
And how much is that?
This bottle is actually inexpensive. This was a $39 bottle if you can buy it at the
liquor store.
Yes, for that. A lot of times
they
won't sell it to you for that because of the age. They'll jack the price up, but it's a $39 bottle all day long if you can find it. If not, you're going to pay $60, $70, $75 because it's 9 years old. And then you 15 years, it's another story. So
that we're not going to talk about today.
That we're not going to talk about today. So
okay.
For this edition of Whiskey, Tango, and Harmony.
No, and just Whiskey, Tango, Harmony.
Whiskey, Tango, Harmony. You know, and we're working on a logo, and the reason we picked Harmony is because one of the logos we looked at by AI was the music symbol. What is that?
I don't remember.
Anyway, I thought it looked cool with Whiskey, Tango, and Harmony was the the music symbol brings everything together and just makes it.
It was was it the treble cloth?
It might have been. I don't know music.
I don't remember.
I don't know music.
Okay.
I appreciate good music, but I don't know music.
All right, so make sure you watch our Whiskey Room Transformation. Like and subscribe for us. Share our videos so we can grow, because we would love to just do these live right on YouTube and not upload.
So click subscribe, like it, send it to a friend, have them subscribe and like it.
Help us to grow. And if you have anything you want us to try or talk about, just let us know in the comments.
And just for those that are seeing me, and this is the only way you've seen me, This is my winter fir, and it will be coming off in
Soon.
a couple of weeks, probably.
Soon, we hope.
You'll see a new and improved Dan, and if you don't recognize
The one
me,
I enjoy the most.
Anyway. All right.
All right.
Good seeing everybody. Have a
Bye-bye.
great weekend.
Have a great
Bye-bye.
day.